welcome to JD's Folk and Blues acoustic thing. Guys, if you're learning to play the guitar, you've never played anything, you want to make the thing sound cool, but you don't want to spend hours and hours and hours. You just want to get up and running. This is the easiest way to learn how to play the acoustic guitar. I'm not the best player in the world, but trust me, this is a great starting point. You're going to need one finger on this hand to start with, and it's going to play on the 2nd fret, okay? You can see it scaling in there. That is the foundation of how you're going to play. However, you're just going to put it down to that 5th string and make a bar chord, and you're really going to be playing these 3 notes here, the 6th, 5th and 4th string. And that's already quite a nice sound, isn't it? And that's an E minor chord. And the only other thing you're going to be playing is the A major chord, and you just drop that finger down, so you're covering the next 3 strings below it. You're going to play that open 5th string. That's your 2nd chord. That's the foundation of all you're going to play. You're going to have a pick in this hand, guys. And just to get started, we're just going to play in a simple, we're going to get our timing in and get the chords in. So just follow what I'm doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you should practice that for about 5 or 10 minutes. We will throw a 3rd chord in sooner or later. Now that might sound quite boring, guys. You can make that the bass, or you know, of many songs, and you can make it sound amazing by doing all sorts of different things. And it's this right hand that's going to make the difference. And I'm just going to show you by playing the same thing. We're going to change it up and make it sound even better. So we can do all sorts of things with this sort of muted strumming, where the palm of your hand sits on this sort of saddle here and just creates a different sound. So straight away, and you'll find there's a sweet spot, guys. If you just plonk your hand down the strings here, you're going to get nothing. If you keep going back, when you get it onto this saddle here, you're going to suddenly start finding the sound comes really sweet. Listen. And that is a sweet thing, to be able to play with part of your palm on that saddle and then just using your finger and thumb to rake through that E minor chord. So here we go. We're just going to vary it up a little bit and play the same thing. And I'm just, as I transition between the chord, I'm just doing one open stroke like this. And because I've got my palm muting it, it doesn't ring out all horribly like this. It's muted, so if we just play that again. And you could write so many songs with just these 2 chords. So keep going away. It's the E minor chord, but you play it like just like a bar chord, because it's easier to transition down to the A. So. And a little tip to help you, when you drop down from the E to the A, your thumb here, which I haven't said, just mutes this top string. So you can't accidentally play the top string, or else it's going to sound wrong. Listen. That sounds wrong. You want to stop that one and play it here. So you're playing that A note, that 5th string. So you've got immediately 2 chords that are going to sound great together that you just cycle, and they can be your main verse for loads of different songs. I'll just play it. I'll show you some different ways of playing it. So I'm doing a sort of, which is a muted strum. There is so much you can do with your right hand, guys. When you're starting, just, but that little muted thing will give you so, if you just use it to, if you just plant your hand down and use that as your bass, it gives you so much control to make so many different sounds. And I'm using my third finger just to make little tapping noises. So there's all sorts of clever things you can do. Now, when you want to take it to the next level, there is just two little simple things you can do. One, you can start using your fingers around the same chord patterns, E and A, but you start using your second and third fingers. And because it's such an easy chord to play, you'll find that you won't have too many problems moving your fingers around. It's going to feel a bit strange at first, but just practice putting your fingers down 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always keeping that first finger down. And keep doing that. In fact, a good practice is just... and then back down again. Like that. But basically, we're going to add the third finger there, because it's a nice easy one. And that'll open up a way of riffing on this E minor chord. So it's... you hear that? Or you can just tap it on and off. Now the cool thing is when you go down to the A, you do exactly the same thing. Right? You can see that's giving you all sorts of possibilities. And if you add other fingers into the mix, like the fourth one, you can make an even better little riff. And you'll recognise, you know, all of the Status Quo songs are played with this little riff. So it's kind of like... if you want to keep it even more simple, you've also got these great places to put your second finger. Is this lovely bend on the first fret, on the 6th string, 3rd fret. Very bluesy. So that's going to give you all sorts of options. It's all about creating a little groove, isn't it? When you're playing your E and your E and your E and your A. So. When you're learning, you could just repeat whatever you do on your E string down on your A. When you've played a bit more, you'll want to do something different when you go down to the A. So you might want to do a... or whatever. Yeah, that didn't sound too great. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, as well as just doing your strumming from E to A that we started with, you're now adding your fingers in there. Now the third thing we're going to do is we're going to add a third chord, and then you could even play 12-bar blues, so you can form a proper loop and add a chorus in, guys. And then once you add this third chord in, you are actually playing proper guitars. You know, you're up and running. And we are adding the B chord, okay? It's actually a B, it's a B major, but we're going to play it the easy way, with the power chord version. So let's just do the fingers and stuff. 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 4th fret, 3rd string, 4th fret, like this. It's a power chord. And just like our E and our A, you can do all the same thing. You can just strum it down 4 times. You can mute strum it. Or you can do all sorts of kind of like... that's, you're not going to do that when you first started, are you? So everything you should be doing should either be 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good enough starting point. So now you've got 3 chords. So we're going to make up our verse by just going from E to A and just doing some silly things. So boom, 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 back to E. Boom, 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 boom. So we could do a song, you know. I'm making this up as I go along. Then we could go into a chorus now because we've got that third chord. So we go. Right, guys, that is all I wanted to do with this lesson. There's lots of things there that are going to sound weird. All you got to take away from this is the E minor, 2, 3, 4, to the A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when you're comfortable with that, add the third chord. And you can do all sorts of things. Play around with those 3 chords, play around with muted strumming, and play around when you're comfortable with adding your third finger. So. There's millions of songs you can write, and there's millions of riffing you can do on just those 3 chords. Have fun with it. Let me know, guys. That's a really good way to start playing guitar. Honestly, it's all about the right hand, and learning on those 3 chords makes the left hand incredibly easy. Don't forget to subscribe and all that sort of stuff. Thanks for watching.